How's it going? Daniel here from Dark Label Music, and today I'm going to be answering the question, how do we work with those kind of artists that we want to work with, that we're passionate about, yet still keep the bills paid and keep the lights on? All right, so generally there's two categories of producers. If you're a working producer, you probably fall into one or the other. So category A, they're working with great clients. Maybe they have management, so the manager is putting them into good rights, good sessions, but they're only really getting paid when a song gets picked up. They're only getting their production fees when a song is chosen, so they may only get a couple of those a year, so they're still struggling to pay bills. Or maybe you don't have management, but you're doing a lot of collaborations and you believe in the artist and it's cool, but you're sort of waiting on a paycheck later. Not always a bad idea, obviously, but keeping the lights on is tough. Okay. Now on the other side, this is going to be your more independent guys. They can keep the lights on, so they're getting clients, but they feel like a majority of them are just kind of money gigs. You know, they feel like they have to take it to pay the bills, and the pain that causes is they feel like they're not really progressing in their career. Okay, they're spending so much time, making money and working on projects, but don't feel like they're moving forward as a producer. So this, of course, depends on your goals, but I want to show you a couple of examples, or actually just one main example for this. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to try to keep this short. One example of a producer that I work with named Mark Eckert, how he kind of built out his business to a point where it allows him to work with the clients he wants, the ones he believes in, but still pay the bills, and not just pay the bills, actually make really good money and build wealth. And this is all only 3 years into his business. Okay, now this model might be a little advanced and it's not going to happen overnight, but I just want to get a dialogue going about how you can do interesting things as a producer to build a business. There isn't just one path or two paths. You can build whatever the heck you want. All right, so this is also given that you have leads coming in. Mark has a lot of artists reaching out to him through Instagram and other places, and probably 30% of them are ones that he really believes in and wants to work with and help develop long term, and the other ones aren't quite there yet, but he can provide value to them. Yet he doesn't really have the time to do a gazillion sessions every month. Okay, so let me show you how he has it broken down here. There's 3 revenue streams. All right, the first one is those tier A clients that I was talking about. So these are the ones that he is developing. They're usually higher budget independent clients. So his offer, he has it set up to where they're paying like a big monthly fee each month. I think it's somewhere around like $500 a month, but he does like a certain amount of songs with them every year. He's hooking them up with people that he knows, helping develop them. He spends a lot of time. This allows him to have time to where he's not just in front of the desk all the time. He can actually be going out and building connections, which then his clients get to benefit from. So that's how that works. That's why they pay him good money. He has clients, tier A clients, that actually make a return on their investment working with him. So pretty crazy stuff, pretty cool. So those are his tier A clients. Now, every client that reaches out to him is not going to be this tier A client. And even though he has an offer where he gets paid monthly, so it's more consistent, I'll put that down here. So I know a lot of people struggle with that. I cannot spell. Let's try that again. Public schools. He has consistency with that. It's not quite enough to pay the bills and help him, save and build wealth and all the other things he wants to do in life. So he'll still take on tier B clients. Now, tier B clients are people that, are clients that aren't quite ready to be tier A, or maybe they're lower budget, or maybe they just don't need like all that stuff. Maybe they just want to track from, they like his sound or the sound of his camp and just want to beat. And that's cool. He can still help those people. He can still serve those people, but he can't really do that himself while he's, providing as much attention as these tier A clients need, right? That's where he wants to spend his time. So he leverages other people. He has staff, all right? So it's obviously lower margin. because he has to pay someone, but it's pretty passive, okay? He doesn't actually have to produce the projects. He has a protege who, can pretty much get his sound. He'll sign off on the last 10%, maybe make some final adjustments depending on the project, but they get, client gets something they're happy with, Mark gets paid, he gets to create a job for someone, everyone's happy, right? Now, that's the second. Okay, so he spends 70% of his time up here and probably only 20 down here, as he still has to sign off on projects, manage the employee, all that kind of stuff. But so far, so good. The last one is pretty cool, this third revenue stream. And not everybody has to do this, but you could build a great business just off of these two revenue streams. Interestingly enough, my production company is pretty much this second one. We get the projects in, but then I hire out people to do it so that we can take a big volume of clients. So you can make a business off of just one of these revenue streams, but I'm showing you how he has it set up because he wants to build a big company around his production so that he can leverage it for bigger things. So the third one is a thing that he created called That Pitch, which is a paid monthly subscription. It's pretty passive. He only spends about 10% of his time on this. Again, because the same staff member, he's got a full stack employee who has multiple skills and is able to essentially run both of these things. And That Pitch was actually born out of working with his Tier A clients because he's always out building connections, and he realized, hey, I have all these connections with music supervisors, but me and my Tier A clients don't always have enough songs to pitch. I'm going to create a liaison service essentially that connects these opportunities with people that, without it probably wouldn't have these connections or a way to really make these connections. Maybe they live somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Whatever it is, it's a service that a lot of artists need, okay? So he already pretty much had that. He had that business already, but he was just doing it with his Tier A clients. So he opened that up to the public. Didn't take really any extra development. Again, it was a piece of business he already had. That's called leverage, okay? Leverage is pretty much how big businesses are built. So now he has all three of these things working. 70% of the time is spent on working with those artists that he wants, but he still has income coming in from Tier B clients and consistent income coming in from a paid subscription service that he has. That's kind of separated from his brand name. I know some of you guys are worried about am I too commercial looking, or am I too markety, or is this can I keep some mystique? And there's ways to do it. Although I think that's kind of going away a little bit, but it's a thing for sure. I get it. But when you put all this together, each one of these revenue streams does, a couple thousand a month, $3,000, $3,500 a month roughly. So pretty dang good business for a 25-year-old 3 years into producing for clients, just because he used some leverage and was smart about his time. There's a concept called the 80-20 rule or principle, I believe. It's a book you can read. I recommend that. And yeah, so try some things out. If you got some clients coming in, think about how can I work this? How many do I actually like working with? Or if you're doing rights for management, maybe you're looking at, okay, how can I leverage something that I have to make some money on the side to keep the bills paid? There's a lot of different ways to do it. Of course, if you want to chat about it, feel free to reach out. We can have a chat, see if I can help you discover anything. And I got a lot of cool resources. I'll put it in the description below, links to our Facebook group, our producer files, which is a monthly business journal that I put out. That's the behind the scenes of what we're doing with clients. And what else do I have? Oh, a free class. Lots of cool things linked below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.